Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Gargi Chakravarti, Lead Content Specialist with SME Venture. Today, in this session, we will talk about how a SaaS based digital agro platform empowering businesses and farming community. With the advent of digital technology, the farming community and businesses are more connected via agro digital solutions to enable companies increase their sales and services of agro products and simultaneously empowering educating the farmers by giving them choices for more products and services. Digicides was formed. Digicides is a business to farmers SaaS based communication platform founded by Dean Dutta and Saswati Bag with the intention to provide better services to companies and empower the farmers by educating them and giving them a choices of more products. Digicize has a suite of products which help companies do hyperlocal target communication with the farmers via text messages, enabling them through WhatsApp phone calls and smoothing out the communication road. Digicize has the largest repository of unique farmers in India with 42 million plus farmers connected through their systems. So, Dean and Shashwati, I welcome you both to this conversation. Tell us
Thank you,
something
Gargi.
about tell us something how Digicides was formed and how you came up with this idea.
So, Gargi, I have 11 years prior experience before starting Digicides. My experience primarily has been dealing with FMCG companies and dealing with their products, which are typically small SKU products like Clinic Plus, Sir, Rin, etc. And I was dealing with majorly their rural focused products, which are the products that I named, and especially SKUs or sizes and packs which are small, which range anywhere between a rupee to 20 rupees. Now, by virtue of doing that, I got an in-depth understanding and knowledge about the rural community. And the rural community also by far and large constitutes of the farmers. Now, with that long an experience, and because as a marketer, we used to create communication framework and a marketing strategy, a go-to-market strategy for these brands, and do various programs which were focused towards the rural audience on how they could engage with the brand and increase the top of the mind recall. Now, while doing that, like I said, because I ended up talking to a lot of farmers also because they are also the buyers of these products, FMCG products. I got woken up to the fact that for an agri business as an industry, where the farmers are also buyers, for them to communicate with the farmer, it's even more difficult. Because in an FMCG scenario, somebody who sells a biscuit, a toothpaste, a shampoo, journey ends after making a sale. So if you've bought a pack of biscuits, you've bought it. How you consume it, when you consume it, is not the company's foray, or they don't really focus on it. However, for an agri company who is selling a pack of seeds to you, or who is selling a bottle of chemicals or fertilizers to you, it is of paramount importance for them to also know how you're using it. If you're using it at the right time, if your soil condition is right, if you've watered the soil right. I'm just giving you very basic examples, but I'm just talking examples which will tell you that pointers are very important, and therefore a farmer's success with that product will depend on the practices that he has imbibed within his land or with his crops. And therefore, we try to understand how does an agribusiness communicate with a farmer. That is when, while doing our R&D back in 2016 and early 2017, I got to spend about 3.5 months of my time on ground with these farmers. I literally lived, ate, and spent all my time with them. And we talked to over 5,000 such farmers. And a common factor that came up was the lack of communication. So if a farmer is facing an issue, a farmer has no way to reach out to the company. And vice versa, by the way, because the company sells its products via distributor network. So they will sell their product to a distributor. The distributor will sell it to the dealers or retailers locally available. And that was the challenge. Um, so that is where we thought it will be a fantastic idea to create a deep farmer network where the companies can reach out to the farmer basis various pointers.
The
It could be
communication
crop.
is eased out.
Absolutely. And you are basically creating small cohorts. It could be a location based cohort. It could be a crop based cohort. It could be a
Mm.
problem based cohort. There could be multiple. But currently, the companies do not have a similar network base where they could point and shoot. So they do a lot of activities currently, but those activities are very non-measurable activities. So they do some reach outs, but those reach outs can never be put down to a return on investment framework. And that is what I personally specialize in. So I thought it would be a good idea creating a small MVP, a minimum viable product for the industry. And we were fortunate. We kind of reached out to customers, talked to them. And since I come from a communication background, fortunately, people gave me a chance. And we presented the ideas to them. They loved it. As a result, we created an MVP. And we started with a bunch of customers. To name a few, there was UPL, there was PI Industries, there was Crystal Crop, all India-based multinational agri input companies, which are more in the crop protection segment. And that is when we kind of started our journey. All of them loved our product, and yeah, today we are sitting on top of 150 plus customers who believe us to use our product.
Right. So, please tell me, Shashwati, you can also tell me, like, what are some of the features of your platform? If you have any app, have you created any such app?
So, not exactly app. We have created a platform where, so basically, we started with what are the problems out there and how to solve them through a very friendly single interface platform, plug and play platform, where it would be easier for the businesses. As we mentioned, Dean has mentioned that we are helping the businesses and helping them in this organization. We are actually we could help the 4.2 crore farmers in India, and of course they benefited out of it. So what we have done, so we have created a platform which is a SaaS based platform where starting from lead generation to lead validation, from that to lead engagement, and you can convert them to a customer of yours. So we help through these journeys to reach out to the farmers and identify who are the farmers who you can help or who are seeking the right information, right kind of products in market. So that's how, so we just identified the problems in the market, we interacted with the clients. I would just give you a little bit of background of myself. So I started my career in research and consulting. So being in consulting space, I got the opportunity to work with all big fours and also the all investors and VCs as well, who are on a regular basis doing research in various industries, where I got the opportunity to work on, especially in agri, tech, IT, and finance. So I would say I had the benefit of understanding what is happening on the other side of the market. So, what kind of problems are there? How these research organizations, or big fours, are coming up with questions they're trying to create market prediction. What are the challenges people are trying to understand? So being in such industry, we also got the opportunity to interact with multiple organization in agri space, and naturally we got to know what are the problems and challenges are there in the industry. So there are multiple problem statement we picked up where communication was one of them. So there were logistical issue, microfinancing issues are there. There are, I would say, communication is a challenge, and
So it
also
is both the ways because the farming community, there will be language barrier problems. Many of
multiple.
them.
Well,
Exactly.
I'll add on to Shashwati. So what you asked is there an app? The answer is no. But there's a reason why there's not an app. You see, for the farmer, if you look at the farmer profile, who is the farmer? Now the farmer today is, while the economy is evolving, but the farmer today still uses an average of 15 to
Right.
20,000 rupees, if not lesser.
Even not, it's a very simple, basic phone. They will be using it.
I'm saying even if you look at the farmer base who have adopted to a smartphone, their smartphones are not really Apple phones or evolved Samsung phones. These are 15 to 20,000 rupees phone for decent farmers. Now, in these phones, memory is always an issue. So if you ask the farmer whose exposure to internet is as basic as using a WhatsApp or a YouTube to download an application, the reason of downloading that application needs to be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we thought if we give them one more reason to download an application, it will rather make their journey difficult.
Very true.
Which is why we said we are a communication platform. We help farmers get information, and we help companies throw information to the farmer. And that can always be done in a non-app environment, which is powerful. Which is why instead of using an application, we reach out to the farmers where they are already available, like a WhatsApp, like a Facebook Messenger, like an SMS, like a call. All of these are easily available platform for the farmer to access info.
Exactly.
So, so that has been our way or our journey. Now, you also asked us about the features of our platform. Now, our platform is like Shashwati said, when she says lead generation, lead validation, a lead is equal to a farmer for us. So, what is important for a company? The first and foremost important aspect for a company from a communication point of view is to know a farmer or to add a new farmer to their communication network. So we help them onboard a new farmer in their communication framework or filter. After they have done that, to know who the farmer is, where does he live, what crops does he grow, how much land acreage does he have, does he require a loan during the season, does he have irrigation facilities available? These are information that mostly are not available to a company readily. So these are the informations that we help a company collect. Now, let's say, for example, after collecting 1 lakh farmer data from the market and validating them, now you have a product which is a sugarcane based product. You would only want to send the sugarcane based product information to the sugarcane farmers and not everyone.
Right.
And currently, the problem with the market was that everything was getting sent to everyone, and all the information was sent to them anytime. So there are two aspects. One is relevance of the farmer. Second is relevance of time. We have captured them relevance of time, which now enables all our customers reach out to the farmers at the right time. That is something our platform is capable of doing, automating basically.
Okay. So, in terms of user friendly, like the platform is user friendly. So, in various ways, you have already mentioned it because they don't have to download the app, and overall, it is systematic way only.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah, considering the level of literacy also we have to count here when we are communicating with the farming community. So how did you face any challenges?
See, like I said, we really thought through our users. Now, our users are agri businesses, and their users are the farmers. And like you said, considering the literacy rate, considering the internet adoption rate, we thought having a platform which is capable of communicating with both the internet friendly customers and the non internet based customers was very important. 6 years back, when we started our journey, the internet penetration rate among the farmers stood at approximately 21%. That has become better today. But I'm saying with 21% of internet adoption, it was very important that we could enable our companies reach out to the farmers on an offline mode. When I said offline, we already knew that the farmer has access to one mobile phone, which is a basic feature phone. And I'm talking back in those days when we started business, right? Even today, about 50%, 55% of the market still uses those feature phones, which are
Right, right.
non-internet friendly or with very basic internet connectivity. Now, our platform is capable of enabling our businesses reach out to the farmers through a simple call. To give you an example, we have a platform, we have a product which is called as Digicides, which is able to connect to any of these farmers through our customers. So let's say DigiNews is a platform that enables any of these reach out to up to 25,000 farmers in a single go. So you can simply, at the click of a button, reach out to up to 25,000 farmers in a single audio conference tool. And it's a one of a kind tool where you can connect to everyone easily, simply, and simultaneously in a live environment. And post that, do sessions, do live savings. Companies won't stop doing business.
Hmm.
But what do they would want to do is do some kind of customer reach out when people not were not able to reach out to the farmers physically. So what
Hmm.
our platform did was enable them to sit at the comfort of their home,
Hmm.
upload the base of farmers that they wanted to talk to, and simply reach out to them, track their engagement
Hmm.
levels, and roll out offers, promotions, information, advisory to them.
Hmm.
So
So this platform, I wanted to ask you, is it spread across in the country or is it only situated in some part of the country? Have you spread
No,
out
spread across, yes, spread across
across?
the country. Yes.
So we,
Okay.
like I told you, we currently have about 150 plus companies using this platform. There are approximately 4.2 crore unique farmer reach outs that have already been done through the
Hmm.
platform
Hmm.
by these 150 plus
Hmm.
companies. There are FPOs, which are called as farmer producer organizations, and KVKs, which are Krishi,
KBKs are also. Yes.
Acha,
which
acha.
are which are basically government backed bodies
Hmm.
who also use our platform.
Okay.
So the usage of the platform is quite deep,
Hmm.
and yes, it's very well adopted today.
So, till date, if I ask you what are the some one major or few one of the highlighting major benefits you have received through your platform.
See, there are two beneficiaries over here. If you have to talk about the broad macro
Hmm.
category, one is the businesses who receive benefits, and one is the farmers who receive benefits.
Right.
There are multiple problem statements here. From the farmer point of view, the farmer's major concern is, like I told you, how do I use a product?
Hmm.
How do I prevent an insect? How do I prevent a weed? What is the current, or what are the new products that have launched in the market, which I would be able to use, which can help me double my income?
Hmm.
So, from the farmer perspective, the farmers have benefited immensely.
Hmm.
If we talk about the companies on the other side or
Hmm.
the government,
Right.
the companies today are able to reach out to the farmers in a very targeted fashion. Like I told you, if you know that there's a specific insect issue that is happening in the Burdwan area of Bengal,
Hmm.
if you go to a customer today who do not use us, they will be
Hmm.
facing a specific issue. What is that issue? They do not have bifurcated farmer base of Burdwan. Even if they have some base of these customers in
Hmm.
Burdwan, they do not have a platform which is connected through which
Hmm.
they can, when an insect is an issue,
Hmm.
it will happen within a span of 2 to 3 days. If
Hmm.
you do not have a platform where all of this data is structured, fragmented, and
Hmm.
stored, and if you do not have channels plugged into your platform, you can't reach out to the farmers real time. And therefore,
Hmm.
you will not be able to help the farmer even if you want to. Which
Hmm.
is why even the
Hmm.
government bodies, a bunch of government bodies also use us. Because do
Okay.
you think governments do not have access to data? They have
They
access.
have huge access to data.
but they do not have access to structured data. So the answer here is structuring data. That is what we have done phenomenally well. And we have added a layer of analytics on top of it. So not only do you use our platform to reach out to farmers, you also use it to know which farmer has interacted, which farmer has benefited, and finally, which farmer has gone ahead and bought your products or services or availed your, let's say the government has a subsidy scheme and the government wants to know how many farmers are interested in availing this subsidy. They can use our products in a plug and play model and generate all of that data in no time, which was not a possibility before we existed. So we can say we are very proud to bring that to the whole environment, agri environment.
So it's like deep analytics is involved over here.
Absolutely.
So, what are your long-term visions with Digicides?
Um, in the next 4 to 5 years, when I began my journey, both me and Shashwati, our goal was to become a communication platform for the agri industry. Today, we are chasing the goal of becoming the largest communication platform for the agri industry. There are approximately 15 crore farmers in India. We are already sitting on top of 4.2 crore. Um, um, so we have covered almost about 30 odd percent out of the whole community. Right now, the focus is on getting at least to about 60 to 70% of the farming community, which will be a big impact. And then, of course, the goal is to also reach out and open up wings at some agrarian nations, to name a few: Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand are very lookalike markets like India. And we have also started receiving a lot of interest from those markets. Of course, some of our customers who are multinational companies have been pushing us very hard to also, they love our product. So they also want us to be present in those markets. So that is what we are currently building on. Plus, like I said, we are currently building something absolutely cutting edge, and it's a new product, and that is what we plan to launch, and we hope more and more farmers benefit out of it.
Okay, so my last question to you is, since it is a SaaS-based platform, any kind of digital technology you have enabled in your SaaS-based platform, AI, ML, and deep analytics?
So all the three that you have mentioned, at the end of the day, like we said, we are a tech company, we are a product company, and when you talk about artificial intelligence or machine learning, so our platform's core is based on artificial intelligence or machine learning, right?
Yeah.
These are tools that we needed to deploy, which is why I told you analytics is something which is very, very important. At the end of the day, you're communicating. That is one aspect. But what is the impact of your communication? What is the derivative of your communication? Can you forecast behavior patterns basis that communication? Are things that we really focused on, which is why our platforms are already deployed with deep AI and machine learning. ChatGPT is right now in the wings.
ChatGPT
We
is
are
there.
also we are also trying to embed something, which is why we said we keep learning, we keep progressing. The market has evolved. When we started 6 years back, it used to look very different. Today, it's looking very different. Unfortunately, agri is currently very coveted. It has finally become sexy. And for an industry to become popular or to receive eyeballs, it has to become sexy. I always keep saying that. And we are fortunate that we were one of those people who kind of were the forerunners in this industry, and we are fortunate that we could bring the industry together. And communication, I have always believed, is a very, very important aspect.
Yes, specifically when the farmers are involved in it, who are actually, not in the front line always. They always have some representative, to be with them, and they don't all. They are not very much fluent, with the corporate worlds, how they operate, the nitty and gritty of the business, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anirban and Shashwati, both of you, for joining in SME Venture. Thank you so much. We will
Thank
be
you.
Thank
sending
Thank
you.
you,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Bye.
your time.